Craig?
Yep, so first, let's go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so I'd just like to note for the minutes with the roll call that our 5 board members are present for the minutes. From there, we can go on to the selection of officers, first starting with the nomination of chairman.
I'd like to nominate Brian Ford for chairman.
I'll second that.
All
right.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Same sign, opposed? Motion carries.
Motion carried. And then we'll do the nomination for vice chair.
I want to nominate Randall Walker.
I second. Roll call?
Just all in favor?
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign?
Motion carried.
Okay, you're relieved, Scott.
Okay, so I move.
Brian's in.
Okay, so I move.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Brian.
Appreciate that. Do we happen to recall who was going to do this job next year after you will then, right? Yes, you'll move up. And did we remember who we agreed would be?
I think I am.
Okay, I just want to make sure we had our rotation down.
Yep.
Because since I came up with it and agreed to it, I like remembering what I agreed to. Being as, this was a brilliant idea 2 years ago. And now that has settled on me, I wanted to rethink it, but, okay. Well, we've done our selection of officers, approval of the minutes. I was not at the last meeting, so I'll be abstaining from the approval of it because I wasn't there to know if any of that's true.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from June 2nd, 2022 as distributed.
I'll second it, as submitted.
Roll call, Mr. Cangro,
Aye.
Mr. Ford,
Abstain.
Mr. Jank,
Aye.
Mr. Walker,
Aye.
and Mr. Hanrahan.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Do I still sign this?
Great. Okay, our first case tonight, if you'll present it to us.
All right. We have one case tonight. It is case number 1-23-A. The applicant is Judith Ilhart, and the location is at 3879 Fulton Grove Road. The action requested is the applicant is requesting that the Union Township Board of Zoning Appeals grant a variance in relief from the provisions of section 711.2 of the Union Township zoning resolution in order to increase the maximum accessory building allowance from 750 square feet to 1,440 square feet in the R2 district. Some background information: the applicant's property is zoned R2 single family and totals 3.22 acres. The applicant also owns the adjoining 5.0147 acres located directly to the south of the property. The site is accessed off the main driveway point on Fulton Grove Road. Currently, there are 2 structures located on the property: an existing 576 square foot garage and 120 square foot accessory structure. The applicant wishes to retain the existing garage and add a 24 by 36 or 864 square foot addition onto the back of the garage, bringing the overall total of the accessory building to 1,444 square feet. The current site is heavily wooded with an incline going up to the existing home, with heavy vegetation located on the northern property line where the proposed addition onto the existing garage is desired to go. The applicant indicates that the desire for the expanded square footage on the garage has needed additional storage. Currently, the 576 square foot garage is the main storage space, and with the acreage, there's a need for more space to house equipment and to maintain the lot. Additionally, the applicants wish to park their vehicles within the garage. Some staff commentary after reviewing the proposed variance. Per section 434 of the zoning resolution, variances may be made to increase the maximum gross floor area, but generally not more than 25%. The current proposal is almost double the allowance for an R2 residential lot. Although the lot is zoned R2 single family, the parcel is significantly larger than a typical R2 lot, netting 3.22 acres. Generally, larger acre parcels are conducive to a greater percentage increase in floor area for accessory buildings due to the ample lot area available and the larger setbacks to the adjoining properties. The proposed variance does not appear to encourage or otherwise allow the establishment of uses not otherwise permitted within the district. Setbacks have been provided within the application indicating 42 feet from the property line, allowing ample room. The structure does not appear to impede light or air to the surrounding properties, and there should be no additional driveway surfaces needed as the proposed addition is going onto the rear of the existing garage. The action required tonight is to approve, modify, or deny the applicant's request for variance in case number 1-23-A, requesting relief to section 711.2 of the Union Township zoning resolution as to allow for an 864 square foot addition onto an accessory building that would increase the size from 576 square feet to 1,440 based on the evidence, testimonies, and findings of fact. There is one recommended modification should the Board of Zoning Appeals elect to grant favorable consideration to the proposed application, and that being that the current property that the home is sited on cannot be subdivided for future home sites, as the acreage is one of the leading factors for the larger accessory building. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Is there anyone here to speak on behalf of this request? You are? Have you already filled out the little sheet?
Yeah.
Okay, they did, they turned that in? Okay, if you would go to the podium, please, and just state your name and then your address for the record.
Sure. Dan Eilhart, 3879 Fulton Grove Road.
Okay? You can tell us anything you would like to that may cause us to look favorable on your request.
Well, we have 3.22 acres now. We just purchased 5 acres with the lawnmowers, the log splitters, the gator, all the things we have no room for a car. And we would like the extra space to put all our stuff inside.
Okay, great, great.
All right.
I understand. Great. Is there any questions anyone would like to ask him? No? Okay, thank you. I appreciate
All
it.
right, thank you.
Anyone here to speak in opposition? You're not going to do that, are you? That's great. It's going to be a happy place. Discussion of the board.
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with it along with that modification.
With that modification.
I'm gonna adjust the modification a little bit.
Sounds good.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the applicant's request for variance in case 1-23-A, requesting relief to the section 711.2 of the Union Township zoning resolution as to allow for an 864 square foot addition onto an accessory building that would increase the size from 576 square feet to 1,440 square feet, with one other notation that the current property that the home is sited on cannot be subdivided for future home sites without the raising of the accessory structure approved in this variance, based on evidence, testimony, and findings of fact.
We have a motion. Is there anyone to second it?
I'll second it.
Roll call. Mr. Cancro.
Aye.
Mr. Walker.
Aye.
Mr. Hanrahan.
Aye.
Mr. Jank.
Aye.
And Mr. Ford.
Aye.
Motion carried.
There you are. Mhm. You're welcome. You guys have a great evening.
Excuse me, Dan?
One thing, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just Whenever you guys are ready, we are open from 8 to 5. Just go ahead and stop in and we'll get you set up with a permit. You know, you see Brenda up front or any of us and you'll be good to go. All right.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Okay, item 7, discuss potential special projects and ordinance amendments to the Union Township zoning resolution. And I am unprepared to do that. I'm prepared to listen, though.
So provided for you is a list that was sent by Mark McCormick, the development director, a couple of months ago. I just wanted to provide you with the list and then let you speak on, you know, either now or in the future through email, any additional aspects that you would like to add or remove from the list. It's just an opportunity to discuss it.
Did Mark remove the proposal to develop a regulation, code of regulations for this board?
I do not believe I saw that on this list. That'll be something I can add down and then we can get it on there.
Because I did provide him with a copy of the regulations that we adopted many, many moons ago for the board.
Okay.
I honestly have no idea whether they've been distributed to
Yeah.
other board members.
Right.
I don't think so.
Not that
rather
I've been
doubt it.
aware of.
No,
Yeah.
no, I have noticed
I
that.
don't think I've got that. Is the article on solar energy systems, is that not only going to pertain to solar energy systems on residential homes, but the development or redirection of vacant property to the development of
Yeah.
solar farms?
So it'll be on both. There's really nothing within the code for solar panels at the moment. If you put them on the roof, there's no permit needed, but if they're to be put in the yard, they act as an accessory building since it's a structure within, and that's how we've been regulating them. So it would be a more defined definition for solar panels on residential lots along with the larger industrial open solar farms. It would be tackling both of them, yes.
Maybe I'm just
Are they
overlooking
putting
it or
a
not
cap
understanding it.
on fence heights or not?
Weren't we going to try to set some
That
actual
is something we have not
percentage
discussed
base?
yet.
Okay.
We can add that in there though.
No, don't.
The
No.
approval of the size of the thing.
The fences,
Yeah, particularly garages.
there's no limit on height.
On fences?
Yeah, you can have them 20 feet in the air. No, I'm fine with that. I saw fences and I didn't know, I guess you're talking about it being unsightly, that type of thing, or what? No?
I don't have a problem with them.
Yeah.
Where is that? Where do you see this?
Here.
Oh. Unacceptable plants and fences.
What's going on with the marijuana dispensaries?
So currently, there is a moratorium put into place until the Board of Trustees can gather an action onto whether completely banned any new ones from coming through, maybe put a limit to them. There's a moratorium, and then the further steps have not been decided yet. So that's in progress.
And we have two now, right? Okay.
Yes, there's currently 2.
Plus the one down in Milford by,
facilities, yeah.
To their building.
yes.
One of the comments that I'd like to make, because it still kind of sticks in my craw a little bit, is, this board used to handle variances even for commercial sites. And some years ago, the Board of Trustees, in their infinite wisdom, decided that they would do overlays and eliminate this board from dealing with that, which I still think is a stupid thing to do.
Okay.
They're almost getting to the point where why does this board even exist?
Yeah, particularly in light if we came up with some actual hard fix percentages in regard to distances and space, then you wouldn't even need us. And they could save that massive $70 times.
We still haven't had anything come up about the issue that's been raised time and time again about the size of garages
I think that's here.
and garage doors.
Where was it?
Under
Establish size
miscellaneous?
limits
No, I just
For
read.
attached garage and other potential
So
changes.
where's that? The top of page 2.
Thank you.
Like either
There it is. I was wondering if it was on there. There it is, okay.
adjusting it according to the lot size, or making the variance percentage larger according to lot size, or
Yeah,
something.
But if it's
Or-
attached to the house, anything goes, right?
Well, those limits, though, we talked about that, would correspond with
Right.
the size of the house. There would have to be some kind of,
Well, and that's one thing that there is noted on here, clarity on additions. Can a breezeway be used or a 10 by 10 area?
but it has to be heated, cooled, it has to be full living space.
Yeah. I mean, that is what it should be.
The other item is, what if you moved some of the properties that don't conform to an R2? Like, it seems ridiculous to have a property that's 5 acres in an R2.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
But that would be more the zoning commission than us.
Of course, it'd make a lot more sense if somebody decided to buy that property and
And subdivide.
subdivide it.
Right. So then there has to be a variance according to that lot size
Yep.
to make it reasonable.
yeah.
But I do feel like the idea of raising that, if there's a building or an approval for something, that if that property is sold and subdivided, then the building just gets raised. I mean,
Yeah,
Yep.
How do you police that, though?
Well, that's the zoning inspector's job.
yeah, yeah.
somebody would have to do it.
Yeah, I just,
The one that still sticks in my craw a lot is that one over on Mount Carmel Tabasco Road, where in a residential zone, they built a huge garage. And staff let them do it. That never came before this board, never. If those things, and that happened under a previous administration, I get that. Craig wasn't part of that either. At least I don't remember.
We
this.
still like you.
Yeah, so that kind of leads to the clarification too of, whether breezeway enclosed, define it within that way moving forward. We know it's a little bit more clear.
What about the property at the bottom of Mount Carmel Road that might be in litigation, I've heard?
Oh, the Evans property?
Is that something that could possibly end up coming before us for some type of variance for?
Yeah, I think the zoning commission route would be the avenue that they would take to change it from residential to
Industrial
PD.
or something,
Yeah,
PE.
yeah. That way, otherwise, if it would ever change, if a new business would come in, they would have to seek a variance for each time if it goes before the BZA. So I feel like that would be a zoning commission action be the most appropriate avenue for that one.
But in the meantime, he's getting away with doing any daggone thing he wants down there.
We've been in contact. We've been working through it.
Well, as I read, there's a lawsuit
Mhm.
by Union Township against them for nonconformance, but
I don't know if it's a lawsuit at this point, but there are steps being taken.
I was frustrated by the judge's action to give him $1,000 a day fine for not complying with the EPA and Hamilton County regulations. Like, you want to get him to do something, give him a fine worthwhile.
Mhm.
But we know judges don't like to do things like that.
What type of changes are they looking at for the definitions of the panhandle and the front yard?
So the panhandle, our classification is 20 feet, and then the county's is 25. So it would be,
Making a match,
Just a line, though?
yeah,
that makes sense.
Oh, I just saw that need rules of procedure for both zoning commission and BZA is still in there.
okay.
Yeah, that it's squeezed in between the orange and the yellow there,
Yeah.
that one, yeah.
The one suggestion that he's got there, in what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth one down, switch hard copy format of resolution to 3-ring binder with no page numbering or page numbers by chapter. That seems kind of dumb to me. There has to be some kind of a
You
numbering
have to be
system.
able
so
to notate each paragraph if you're gonna,
So is he literally just talking about the numbering of the actual pages themselves? And then you would just have to look it up by heading and by,
I would assume that's a
Probably.
comment by Mark, so I can't speak for him.
the only reason
on
for
that
this would be
one.
if you needed to add information and you didn't want to have to
Right.
change the
Right.
whole numbering just to add,
Yeah,
you
right.
know, a
You
page.
certainly
of-
don't want to have pages numbered from 1 to whatever for just that reason.
Right.
Yeah,
But to also say, not, or page numbers by chapter,
Yeah, I can pass that along to him.
page numbers by chapter would probably be helpful.
yeah.
Even if you had to insert a page, you can renumber the
Right.
the one section and
chapter.
not the whole thing.
Yeah.
I would have to say I strongly agree with coming up with some kind of a rule regarding second access into developments based on the number of unit or the length of a dead-end street system. Because there are some places that I think are rather dangerous because it's, they're so far back into a
Right.
one-entrance way.
Yeah.
I can't see the fire department being particularly pleased by that.
Right. And there's standards too with that we've looked at, that is used commonly through communities to base the amount of access points off of the number of units.
we not in an ordinance for pools with covers?
I don't know about hot tubs. We don't know how many chickens right? Unless it's 5 acres or more, right?
Yeah, currently now, you are not allowed chickens within a platted subdivision, so. You know, at 5 acres, you can do agricultural exemption.
Sure.
But currently, there's no chickens allowed.
According to the court, you can have a horse, though.
That's true.
That you can't.
And a pig.
I don't know whether you could actually get away with some of the, like a new article on landscaping, including unacceptable plants.
It's almost like a property maintenance agreement.
Yeah. I mean, I would think that could be problematic. I would wish
Yeah.
not, but,
Right. Yeah, I
you know,
mean,
it comes to mind to me where I've seen a couple places where people have planted some bamboo and it's just completely out of control.
right.
Yeah, there's one across from Bridlewood.
Yeah.
That house across from Bridlewood's got bamboo all over the place.
Well, and there's one over on Clough, just past Shaler.
Well, and that article would be geared towards not, you know, not as more of a property maintenance, but for new commercial development. So, you know, those ginkgo trees, there's the female kind, they drop berries. You know, the ash trees, you know, problematic trees that, you know, the
Right.
Japanese maples, making a list for newer developments. That way it would reduce, you know, some of the effects for, you know, safety and the overall, you know, aesthetic. Don't.
Well, it ought to try to include something about invasive plants.
Mhm, right. Yeah.
Some of that has been taken care of by state legislation, but
Mhm,
there's still a long way to go.
right.
Was it Cleveland pear? Wasn't that one of them? That they just recently?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The different types of Bradford pears, yeah.
Bradford, yeah.
Do you have separate verbiage for manufactured homes? I know we don't have anything for tiny homes, but is there
No,
anything?
I know we don't have anything for tiny homes.
But they would fall under a regular,
Right. They would have to maintain the minimum square footage for, so I think that's 1,000 for a 1-story and
Right.
1,200 for a 2-story. So, not including garage space.
Well, some of those would be fitted on as an accessory structure, 120 square
I
feet,
know.
and stuff like that, so.
Tiny homes.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to discuss? Or can
Can't
we
think
wrap
of
this
anything.
thing up?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
I'll third.
All right, roll call, Mr. Walker,
Aye.
Mr. Hanahan,
Aye.
Mr. Cangro,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
and Mr. Ford.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Our meeting is